We have with us three incredible minds this morning, and I think we're all in for listening to how AI is shaping the world of cinema. It's not just about automating processes anymore. It's about exploring new creative dimensions, rethinking authorship, and even questioning what imagination itself might look like in the age of intelligent machines. Can we have a look at the AV, please?
It's an important change. It's happening at a faster pace than previous technologies.
John McCarthy coined the term artificial intelligence in 1956. Marvin Minsky introduced the concept of frames in the 1970s as a method for representing knowledge in AI systems.
So you can just put a headset and you can experience Pedder Road, you can experience ceilings, you can experience Cubbon Park in Bangalore.
And I've not picked out this figure. I work with technology all the time. AI is going to make, because there are more teenagers in India than anywhere else in the world.
For moderating this much anticipated discussion, we have a writer, filmmaker, and AI researcher whose unique perspective beautifully connects technology with narrative design. Let's welcome Mr. Shankar Ramakrishnan, sir. Joining as a panelist is an innovative technologist and creative strategist who's been driving the use of AI, analytics, and immersive media to transform how stories are built and experienced. Let's welcome Mr. V. Muralitharan, sir. Our next panelist is a legendary filmmaker whose storytelling has inspired audiences across the globe. From Mr. India and Bandit Queen to the Academy Award-winning Elizabeth, his vision has always pushed cinematic boundaries. A visionary filmmaker, recently pioneering India's first AI film festival and hackathon right here at IFFI. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Shri Shekhar Kapur, sir. May I now request General Manager, National Film Development Corporation, Shri D. Ramakrishnan, sir, to please come on stage to felicitate our distinguished guest. I also request our esteemed steering committee member and renowned producer, Shri Ravi Kotarakara, sir, to honor our guest with a shawl and say a few words.
As usual, 2 words. This youngster was sitting here called Shekhar. He's got you have seen a film called Benjamin Button, I think so. Every year, his age reduces. His age reduces. Please sit down, Shekhar ji. Please sit down. his age reduces. When people thought of making films, never went into a territory. He crossed borders, jumped over fences, and made films. That is most important. Banditry, autobiographies of living personalities. I think so, no one has done that. This great human being did that. Explain to us. He faced a lot of revolt, we have faced, but he didn't succeeded it. Let us always be inspired by Bandit Queen. If he remained in that area alone, it's wrong. He said, I can do anything. I can do not only those kinds of films, I can do commercial films. Then he brought Mr. India, which still remains in our heart today. A character which entertained us. Even today, when we watch the film is still fresh in our mind. If he said, that is the limit, he crosses not boundaries, he crosses seas. He went overseas. He went and did a film called Elizabeth. I think so. How many of you have seen that film, Elizabeth? I think so. Many of you. He defined every single narration of that great character. Every frame in that is so beautiful, really, because I'll tell you, we should feel proud of an Indian taking a film on Elizabeth. Kindly give us a real ovation for that, please. And about Shekhar, if I keep on speaking, I can speak a lot of other things, but we are here to hear from him how we achieved all those, how we crossed borders, went beyond boundaries, and how he wants all of you to achieve the same. So, God bless Shekhar. Let him give us more films and share his valued experiences with us, and let us learn from it. God bless Shekhar. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now request General Manager, National Film Development Corporation, Shri D. Ramakrishnan, sir, to say a few words.
Thank you so much. My best wishes to our festival director and the visionary filmmaker. And I don't think for AI, no one can match him, in terms of bringing new visionary elements in the filmmaking. And he has been talking AI for so many years. I have heard from him. So it's a great honor to have him here to speak about in the panel. And also my best friend Muralitharan from the Tata Consultancy is here, and he himself from the media, and he has done many years research and curation in filmmaking using AI technology, and also Shankar Ramakrishnan, and he is also a pioneer in AI. And I'm also doing research in museum, and I'm taking his support in bringing new AI elements in our museum, National Museum of Indian Cinema in museum. So it's a great honor to have this great panel here, and looking forward to hear from them the latest challenges and how the prompting technology, which has been bringing a new structure of filmmaking in the revolutionary industry. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. We are thrilled to have all of you with us, explore how AI can become a creative ally in filmmaking. And now over to you, sir, with a gracious request to commence the session.
Okay, enough about me. Let's talk about AI, okay? It's very contentious. There's nobody in this world is going to say that AI is not contentious. There's so many cases around this world, like does AI, just ChatGPT, actually take copyright from other places, claim copyright, and come out? Yet, I can tell you, is there anybody here who has not used ChatGPT? Not a single person who hasn't. Oh, one? Okay. We'll talk about why not later, but it's just permeated everywhere. But the contention about AI is just not on films, it's on everything. The world has shifted, the world has changed. If you think that the world tomorrow is going to be the world today, you're wrong, because AI is actually going to break down. We will think differently, we will do differently, power structures are going to break down. AI will bring down the heavy power structures because it is the most democratic medium ever to hit us. Not since the invention of the wheel has something like this come to the human race, because each one of us can now use AI to explore our full potential, which doesn't take away the controversy about, is AI actually pirating stuff? We don't know. It's going to be solved. Do we need to change our copyright laws? Do we need to think differently? But the one thing is that AI has shifted everything. Already it's changed. But right now, today, we're just talking about films. So I'm going to just take about 15 minutes of time before we start. So we did, along with Larsen and Toubro, who also into AI. Of course, they're an engineering company. You know, their cranes and their technology, like your technology, runs on AI. But what is their interest in creating content through AI? But everybody will. One day, the way we speak to each other might be through filmmaking content, like how we send messages, but that we can talk about. We ran a hackathon, and here was what we told people. People from all over the world wanted to come to the hackathon. We selected the best entries, and we gave them one idea, and the idea was memory. And then they had 48 hours to make an AI film of no longer than 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, they had to tell a story. They had 48 hours to think, and the idea of memory, that subject was given to them, and immediately the 48 hours started. We monitored them to make sure that they didn't steal. Of course, then you say, but then AI steals. That's the question that will always come up. But they didn't steal. They had to use any of the available software, even whether it's music had to be their own or from an available AI software that was currently available to everybody. So nothing private was used. Everything was in public domain that they used. And I'm going to show you those films. I wasn't planning to, but in order to give context to what these gentlemen are doing, then I'll take a back seat, and then you can ask them the difficult questions. But they are difficult because that's what we're facing all the time. But if you're ready, we'll show you the films that won the hackathon. That doesn't mean that they were not great other films, but they were terrific films from all over the world that came. But this is the 48-hour version from the idea, okay, guys, go. Here's your subject, memory. You have 48 hours to give us a 2-minute film made with all the things that I just said. So can we show those films, please? Does the lights? Oh, hold on. Yeah.
Some memories return with the rain. Every year, the first drop brings something back. Before I even know it's happening. That smell, that first breath of wet earth, it carries small pieces of who I used to be.
Sometimes I wonder, do memories wait for us? Hidden inside raindrops until we grow old enough to understand them.
And every monsoon, I meet them again, reminding me what it means to live life to the fullest.
Memories reappear when the heart is ready.
speaking for gods, listening to the dead, and seeing straight into the tremble of a child's heart. That morning, I chased a kite into the dark mouth of the grove, into the place even daylight feared. But childhood fears are patient. They walk behind you. And in that swirling breath, between breath and nothing, I felt the world let go of me. There he was, the oracle. Not fierce, not wrathful, just present. They say he didn't exist anymore, that no oracle lived in our village back then. Maybe not. But I know what held me back from the river's hunger. Some stories step out of themselves and change your life forever.
आपकी आवाज तो हमेशा मेरे साथ है, पर चेहरा नहीं। जब भी तुम अकेला महसूस करो, हमेशा याद रखना कि मैं तुम्हारे आसपास ही हूं। मुझे अपने बाबा को देखना है।
तस्वीर बेशक कुछ भूल जाए, पर दिमाग को सब कुछ याद रहता है मेरे दोस्त। आओ, तुम्हें खोई हुई यादों की दुनिया में ले चलूं।
बाबा, मैंने कहा था ना, मैं हमेशा तुम्हारे पास ही हूं, बेटा।
मेरा एक दोस्त था, श्रवण। मुझे उसका चेहरा याद नहीं, पता नहीं कैसे, जिसके साथ आधा बचपन भागते गिरते निकाला। उसकी ही शक्ल धुंधली है, पर उसकी हरकतें वो आज भी दिल के किसी कोने में छिपी हुई हैं। वो हमेशा दौड़ में आगे भागता, कभी पतंग के पीछे, कभी किसी और बेवकूफी के पीछे। और मैं तो बस। हम दोनों की सबसे बड़ी कला कागज पर हमारी मास्टरपीस ड्राइंग्स। हम दोनों ने कई घरों की खिड़कियां तोड़ी, नालों को नदी बोलकर छलांग लगाई, और ये सब करके हम खुद को सच में सुपर हीरो समझ रहे थे। वो था ही ऐसा खतरनाक प्लान उसके, पर डांट तो हमेशा मुझे ही पड़ती थी। फिर एक दिन कहीं खो गया वो। ना कोई झगड़ा, ना कोई रूठना, ना कोई वजह। कहीं पीछे छूट गया वो।
It started with simple filters. Then we colorized the gray, animated the stillness, and even inserted late loved ones into wedding videos. They said generative AI is controlled hallucination and memories are no different. Our brain doesn't store video files, it stores tokens, a smell, a touch, a feeling. And when we revisit a memory, it is not a playback, but a reconstruction of the narrative. Every recall is a rewrite. And to gain control over it, we merged the digital latent space with the biological one. We were no longer just editors, but directors of our own past. And the first thing I chose to direct was the last scene of our story. In this draft, written by my ego, the heat is unbearable, the walls are melting. My internal storyteller needed a villain, so it painted vicious eyebrows on his face. It made me the victim so I could survive the guilt. But the machine has no ego. When I turned off the emotional rendering, the melting walls vanished. He was not angry. He was heartbroken. And still, he was trying to forgive me for what I had done. But I was not ready to accept his grace. And he was not ready to lose all that we built. Nevertheless, I left. And spent years hating the monster I scripted. But now, I realize, it was a rememory, the story we tell ourselves to survive the truth.
So those are the results of the hackathon, and now we can talk to these gentlemen who are actually doing a lot with AI and creating cinema. I'm saying cinema, I don't know what to call it, but it's going to outlast me, I know that. Great. Go for it.
A very good morning to all the people who have gathered here. Just as sound liberated the silence and color lifted up the mood and digital scaled up the possibilities, AI is actually there to redefine a landmark movement in the way we see and tell stories. Now we have with us a celebrated filmmaker, a practitioner, and we have some films with us which actually analyze the growth of AI in the last year. We were here talking about it in the short film competitions, but this is an amazing feat, Shekharji, because in 48 hours, basically this many entries actually came. And last night, 11 o'clock, I got a call from Mr. Sohan Roy, who actually produced the Being, and he said that this is there, and he was supposed to see it, we were supposed to see it tomorrow, and it was his benevolence which actually made us, this audience, discuss about it, because as you said, Murali, basically about the process of AI and the use of LLMs and Gen AI in the current context. You've broken it down to very simpler levels for every one of us to understand how these films were made. And right now we are taking this approach where we see the end result, and from there we work backwards. We wanted to work it the other way around, but this is how Shekharji has seen it. So right now I think we will get into that process of how, from an editor, from an analog editor to the person who actually walked through the channels of Chennai to the digital transformation, and how you worked with AR, VR simulations and things like that. Then getting into the AI, becoming a practitioner for TCS, as well as your own personal filmmaking experiences. We will get into the process of what you see as a filmmaker and the tools which actually went behind. And I will also get into my team, which has generated some movies, which is not just filmmaking, but also about edutainment. We will also get into that. And we will summarize the entire session with the questions from the audience as well. We'll also talk about some other aspects of identity, authorship, and things like that. So we will just start with a breakdown process where every one of us, like I'm sure 60% of the people have actually experienced ChatGPT. There are only 3 or 4 people who have not made films, but then there are a huge set of senior filmmakers who would actually like to know the way you work with.
So what are you going to start with? So you explain what they're doing.
I'll quickly introduce myself, how the process of getting into filmmaking. And then I have few slides to talk about the LLMs and... Yeah, so actually I begin my career as an editor, but I got an opportunity to work with TCS. So I'm very closely able to work with the leadership team. And they have provided most of the recent technological advancements and support for me to learn. So I started with the basic television editor. Then we also worked on few films. Then I joined TCS as a graphic artist. And at one point of time, I had a small interaction with our former CEO, Mr. Ramdurai sir. So he given me a challenge to do a simulation on skills development. So that's where I got into really making into technology from an artist to a technology or a programmer kind of. So we made few simulators which was showcased across the country. And also on that process, there are lots of things to learn. So we learned about AR, virtual reality, and metaverse. And now the transition has taken me into AI filmmaking. Surely, from your last panel, I was inspired to know you have made a VR film 10, 15 years back, right? So it's a great privilege to share this panel with Shekhar ji. So that's my quick intro. And we will get into the slides.
So I'm going to ask you, I'm going to imagine I'm sitting in the audience as the questions arise. So very quickly, within like a few sentences, I find that when I'm talking to filmmakers and I'm saying AI is this, of course we use AI, but they're not. They're mistaking visual effects for AI. A lot of them are saying, AI, I use it all the time, but it's not, it's visual effects. And there's a huge difference between using visual effects and using AI. Very quickly, can you explain to the audience what that difference is?
Yeah.
Because I know these big companies say, but of course we use AI. And then I look at it and I know it's not AI, it's visual effects.
So next slide. So we have this is a, next slide please. So this is a traditional filmmaking process where there will be a crew and there will be actors, skill sets, who's a cinematographer, music director, and also they all combine this media to generate a film, right? Make a film. So when we talk about AI filmmaking, so mostly we work with AI engines that is called a model or an LLM. So these models can be tweaked to learn the parameters or the way you want to make the film, right? And also there are lots of other formats like audio, video, text models available. This is called a multimodal, and you can take all this advantage to make a film. So this is a difference between a traditional filmmaking and an AI filmmaking. Next slide, please. So what are models? I think most of you would have known. So models are like books, right? So there'll be models like by the companies. Some are small models, some are large models. A small model is like you are having a textbook, 10 textbooks. So it will have a knowledge of 10 textbooks. A large model will be having 1,000 books or millions of textbooks. So the volume matters when you make a film. So you will have more variation. Suppose I wanted to make a context or of an Indian film. You need Indian context for making that film. So you need a larger model to handle those parameters. So these are parameters is like you can tweak or it will have more knowledge about your models. Like, so these are there are 10 books, 100 books. Based on that, if your model is bigger, you will be able to get a better output. And what we talk about from the parameters...
So let me stop. If I start to make an AI film, how do I access large models as against, and what's the kind of cost available right now? So when you say you have a large model, now somebody here wants to make an AI film, where do they actually go? How do they start?
Yeah. So basically the tools are available. If you want to start with text, if you're a screenwriter or a researcher or an AD, you can start with ChatGPT or Gemini. Okay, you can think of your story, feed the story. You will be able to get to the shots level. So shot levels, details of the shots, and what is the description of the shot level you can get. So with this description, with your thoughts, you are generating a prompt. This prompt you take to a visual or a audio medium, so which will generate your sets, your characters, your graphics or the backgrounds, right? And the cinematography style.
So how do I know I'm going to a large model or a small model?
Basically, for filmmaking, we work with large models. Suppose if you want to go for a studio for a specific work, suppose I wanted to...
What studio specific? Let's see.
What you are not able to handle with the model, then you go train yourself with the smaller models. Yeah. So I can train my model also. Suppose I wanted a story, this bottle has to move from here to there. This is not able to generate with the AI model, then you can also train using us as a small model and incorporate it. So that is.
And what's the cost?
It depends. Like
it depends how much you have in your bank account.
It's not more than what we are regular filmmaking requires.
That's what I'm saying. So I keep saying that if AI is the most democratic idea or technology to hit us in every field, not just filmmaking, then can you explain to us how much cheaper it is to make an AI film than a normal film?
So I want to give a quote. Suppose if they wanted to do this films, what they seen in the screen. So they have to travel to a location. They have to take the artist there. They have to shoot. It's a process. It's at least 20, 25 days they have to spend on this. This film was made in 2 days. This is not even the fuel cost of reaching to the place.
Can we see it?
Right. So that's
and also the prompts could be audio. It need not be typewritten, or basically it can understand whatever like you're telling to an assistant director or an associate director. The idea, or probably the director is talking to a writer, it is like a group discussion where you can actually talk about your idea, and then basically the machine can actually.
Right. So we also made a short film. Like we have taken a story from Mr. Famous writer, Mr. Raja Rao, and we tried to make a. So here in this process, I don't have an AD because I'm working. So most of my job is after my work hours. So I start by 9 o'clock in the evening and go up to 4. So I have no person to converse. So most of the things I am able to converse with the ChatGPT, get the prompts, whatever I want, and be able to.
Is ChatGPT male or female?
It depends upon
you use the word lady, so I'm asking, right?
Right.
AD, I thought I heard lady.
Assistant director.
You know where my head is right now.
Yeah. So
primarily, generative AI or large language models are collaborators like mirrors and also provocators, where actually you can raise your doubts and also discover things together, like a good friend or a good critic. Because like ChatGPT is very friendly, but there are certain machines which are very critical, who will ask questions which will challenge your brain as well. So at the end of the day, to arrive at your process of filmmaking, like the film that you showed, the Turban one and the Rock, and did you actually rely on the text or use the text to actually arrive at it? What he has made is he's actually adapted Mr. Raja Rao, the Padma Vibhushan honored writer, and that he's converted the text into a script, divided it into shots, and then finally visualized it single-handedly without a team, a big team or a big cost.
So this is a 160 words short story. This is an unpublished story from him. And this can be generated to scenes and shots. So I would like to show the film first, then we will go to a...
Who made the storyboard? ChatGPT or you did?
Our story, the writer.
Okay, so this is what you're still doing, traditional.
Yes.
So where does the untraditional come in? Show us.
Untraditional is this generation of parts of it. Like, So how I want to make this film, what look and feel, what does the prompts I need to have before going into production stage. So the lighting or the description of the shots. So suppose I wanted to walk to take this bottle. So what is the prompt you can generate for the model to understand? So that itself is a skill. So that we have to learn. But it's very easy. Nowadays, the tools have made very simple, like talking to a friend.
Really? You know, I tell you a little story that Mr. India, how many of you have seen it? Oh my God. Okay, so I've always being asked Mr. India 2, Shekhar, make Mr. India 2. And I said, I can't make it, but I'll help you write it or write the next, the script or the story. So one day, my cook comes to me and said, I've also written a story for Mr. India 2. Can you read it? Now I have a choice. Either I get good food, bad food, or I read his story. And I read his story, and it was the best of them all. So I said, Nilesh, he's here somewhere. I said, Nilesh, he's very shy. Nilesh ko bhejo andar. Idhar aao, Nilesh. I'll ask him where he got the story from. Nilesh ko bhejo. Hey, bhagya. He's run away. Anyway, he will come if he doesn't get to. I said, where did you get this story from? He said, sir, your computer, ChatGPT. He got the story from ChatGPT. So when you're saying that you wrote the story, ChatGPT made a 3-page story for Mr. India, understanding what the old film was, what it might be. It even said that, you know, that Mogambo has passed away. This is how you can recreate Mogambo. It did everything there. So, okay, but you decided to write the storyboard yourself, but ChatGPT would write the storyboard for you, right?
Actually, we have our own story. It
helped. You've got a story. Well, can you get AI to write the storyboard, create this as a storyboard for you?
Yeah, that can do.
Okay, but you decided not to.
Yes.
Because you didn't trust it.
No,
actually, it wasn't your cook. Okay.
What is the capability of transforming a novel to a visual? So we wanted to take a story which is a challenge for us, Indian story, and wanted to make this.
Okay, let's go forward now. Then what did you do?
Can you play the...
What is this? This is so special. It feels like it came from a god. I agree. This turban is so beautiful. Yes, it feels magical. We must keep it safe. Now it looks like a king.
Oh, what is this? It's just a bare, pointed rock.
That's great. How long did it take you to make this?
1 week.
That's a long time
night
for
shift.
AI, right?
1 week night shift.
Night shift. That's how many hours at night?
5-6 hours a day.
Night.
Night.
Okay, that's not bad. Okay.
Thanks, sir. So we wanted to keep this style very simple. We want to narrate a story because the challenge is you will be able to generate only 8 seconds of shots. So with the 8 seconds, how do you tell a continuous story? And every time, the randomness is known for. The models are known for its randomness, and it will not be able to give a stable output. So how do you control all this?
Can you explain that?
Yeah.
Because so I remember you were trying to show me some images of how, what the issues are.
Next slide, please.
Go on.
So so this is the style reference what we have taken. So we don't want to do this film in a short in camera kind of. So we wanted to have a hybrid look. So this you can specify to the tool what kind of look and feel you want for a film. So a filmmaker has to decide the style of the film. So we have seen the AI films, right? So the 10 AI films, that is very highly visual and lots of special effects and all. We wanted to keep it simple.
You're talking about the tone and the mood.
Right.
You wanted to have a in-between, hybrid kind of a feel, rather than the realism.
Because we wanted to show this is an AI-generated film, we want to make the audience feel, this not real actors and the non-real.
So of the two, you chose the one on the...
Yeah, this one, the right side.
So when you said you can't have more than what's the maximum one shot, for example, can last?
8 seconds.
8 seconds.
Maximum, if you go for a professional tool, it's 12 seconds.
12 seconds. So how do you maintain the style every 12 seconds? Do you have a tool that makes sure that every 12 seconds you don't have to start, re-prompting the style so the next 12 seconds understands the first 12 seconds?
Right. So next slide, please. So next slide. So this is a shot generated. Next, please. Next slide. Yeah. So what we do is every time it gives a randomness. So it's like taming an elephant. So when you bring an elephant from forest, it's very difficult to control, right? Likewise, it will generate randomness. So the first shot what I generate decides my movie. So to get the first shot right, you have to go through lots of iterations. It's at least 20, 25 shots you have to generate. You can generate as shots, like a image. Then once you generated your final image, what you want, so this has given a randomness. I chose the first one and then decided to go for a filmmaking.
So if you remember, what was your prompt for the rock?
So I said it's a pointed rock and the turban lying on the top of the rock.
So it gave you an egg?
Egg-shaped rock.
Okay. All right. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
So then I have to understand, because it's like telling to a AD. So what I initially said is, okay.
Assistant director.
Assistant director, right. So it's like, if we are not giving a complete narrative or a full requirement, what we want, it will show. So if I say, go and take a water bottle or take something from this table. So this can take anything from this table, right? So, but what I wanted is this water bottle. So I have to be very specific on what I want from that shot. So this is called?
So, the question, does the tool that you're using, the software that you're using, start learning you? Like if I'm using AD, after a while, AD will, after 3 words, my AD will completely understand whether I'm talking about a crane or a wide shot or a close-up.
Right.
Does a tool also learn from you?
Yes, it learned.
Give me an example of how.
So same shot, so we have to incorporate lots of things into this, props, characters, and also effects to this shot. So initially it generated if I say I want to go and take a turban, so the saint will go near and take his turban instead of from the rock, right? So likewise, it has given the randomness, but once it's able to understand what I'm trying to convey, all the parameters, most of the parameters are kept standard. So it knows this is the rock, this is the turban, so it doesn't give any too much randomness in mind.
So the next 8 or 12 seconds, it knows what kind, but does it know that this man is thinking this style? Does it have enough information in it to predict you? That's like my AD can predict me, right? Can AI come to a stage where it becomes so predictive? Oh yeah, this is the person, I know where this person thinks and the style in his head. Is that possible?
See, that is up to us to get this right level of what we want, but also it gives the randomness which we can take for our creativity.
So explain randomness to us. What do you mean by randomness?
So I wanted to do a shot in certain way, right? So like ChatGPT, when you ask something, it will give 10 options. This also will give 10 options to me. So I can choose from that what I wanted. It may be different from what I visualized, but it will be better than what I visualized. So I can take from that randomness. That will also add to my creative ability.
I think we need a little more understanding when you say, how do you use the word randomness? Because you just said that it can give you better than what you wanted. That's not random. That's telling you that you go back to film school.
There are different levels of randomness. Like initially, it will struggle to understand me. Next level, it will give what I wanted, but there'll be some changes. Third level, it will be better than what I think of also. So that is the power of generative AI.
So generative AI is also learning who you are, right?
Yes.
It's listening to you all the time whenever you're making it. In not just the visuals. See, when the kids were running and when they're speaking, you didn't use the lips. But when the sadhu was there, you actually synced it with the sound. Right. I mean, you use the lips, which could actually speak the language. So it was done purposefully that when the kids were running with the dogs, they were speaking, but then their lips were not moving. But during the last shot, where it was just one person, you used it purposefully? Or?
Yeah, so
when we start to say everything, because right now, I'm sure if this was my first session on learning about AI, I would say, why don't you just go take a camera and shoot? Because suddenly there's a lot of complexity there. You're right. I mean, you just going to that location and shooting and filming would take a lot of time.
We are not saying that is not required. This is alternate way of making a film. So a student, when he wants to learn, he can even pre-visualize the film what he wants to do. So that the tool gives that powerfulness. Like you can do completely pre-visualize your film, generate your film, show to your producer, get okay. Or if you are a studio, you want to make film some thing like RR or Kantara. So you can pre-visualize all the difficult shots, make exact length. As yesterday we were discussing with Mr. Shekhar Prasad. So he was suggesting this tool can be used for the mainstream cinemas like that.
After we had a discussion yesterday, I had a very detailed discussion with the senior producer, Sri Suresh Kumar, who is actually sitting in the audience. He's a legendary producer there. But then basically he was talking about the same aspect of pre-visualizing the film so that he can, he can actually avoid the large number of, the commuting, the logistics, and also other things. Once you come to know about this whole scenario of environment building, world building, and also the other things which can, like the number of shots or the mood or whatever. So did you actually use Previse in this particular small film which you did, or you chose to arrive at the final?
I just want to say something because I already can predict the questions that are coming. You know, everybody's asked me, I'm a great advocate of AI. Don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to get everybody to understand, because these are the questions I asked myself. But everybody says, but why don't you just make a film? The truth is that a film look is not the real look. Because if a film was real, then why would I spend 2 hours lighting a shot? Why would an actress come to me and say, please take that cameraman because he or she makes my face look better? A film look, we create a film look. We spend 2 hours creating shadows to give it more depth. Or if you are making, you know, if you're making a film in the desert, if you're making Lawrence of Arabia, you go there, you sit all night with your camera set up, and wait for the sun to come up because that inspired you, and then wait for the Omar Sharif character to come riding up, right? So the film look is not a film look. It's not real. It's a created look. It's an artistic expression of how you see the world. That's a film look. And what I wanted to show you, where AI has already got to in the films that you saw, the ones in the hackathon, what you saw, for example, in that film, The Crayon, it's an artistic expression already of the use of AI by an artist, and says, I'm using AI to create an artistic idea. And so we've never had, because I know that when we went from, in Hollywood, when they went from silent films to sound, they said, oh, film's over. Actors are not supposed to speak, right? And then they went from, because the digital camera is nothing but a digital gathering device. That's all it is. And then you manipulate it after that in your editing. So before everybody says that the film look is the real look, it never has been. It never has been a real look. It's been what we created as an artistic expression. So AI will already come up with an artistic idea of the AI tools, which is different.
Right. And if you analyze most of the films which was in hackathon, also you can see that most of the films are in voiceover mode. Like the text is like very reflective. The character's not speaking. It's like a montage. I would like to play that 8-second clip. 8-second clip, Vaibhav.
In the 80s, love was written in ink.
This shot just to explain that we can achieve a perfect lip sync to the dialogue which is written. And that with that expression, the next shot is actually, it's a 7-minute film. I'm not going to play the film now, but basically the nuances of their expressions or the eyes or this could be arrived at, you know, this entire film was done under 7 lakhs. So, you know, like 7 lakhs over a period of 2 weeks.
Not that short.
Not that short.
Okay.
Not that short. And because if you can play that film, the opening sequence, we'll understand. There are unreal moments in the film, but there are also real moments, because this is just I want to show it the inversion and then come to a normal practitioner in my team. Over 1 year, what is the kind of changes that has happened to AI, right now where we stand and how we started. When we started a year back, he actually experimented with Raja Ravi Verma paintings. He brought Raja Ravi Verma paintings into life, and then he brought the rulers of Travancore into life, which, can we play? Can we play? You can play the Lost Legends first.
In the 80s, love was written in ink. I lived in Old Delhi. He in Istanbul. 2 strangers, 2 worlds apart. Yet, with each letter we became each other's universe. I was just a little girl in Old Delhi when Ali first came into my life.
His father, a trader from Istanbul, often
Okay.
came here.
We are actually,
India and Turkey
we'll get into the other one.
bustling time.
So this is actually produced
you went to Istanbul to shoot this?
No. To shoot this in Istanbul, and this was actually produced by Mr. Sohan Roy and by Indiewood. But then I wanted to show you the other one, the Lost Legends. But this is basically a love story which happens between two people who got lost between the boundaries of this thing. But then basically to shoot it in real, it would have been right.
That's it. I would have gone to Istanbul if the producer paid for it.
Hi guys, it's me, Ismail. I'm working as a creative practitioner for last 18 years in India and abroad. Recently, I'm focusing on AI visualization and storytelling. Please have a look on this. It was my first work in AI video, which was very sensational around the world at that time. Now it's been 1 year, I think. So many articles and write-ups were published in the newspapers and the channels about this work. I think some of you guys have seen this before, maybe.
This is an year before.
I have a question.
This is
So
an
many
year
challenges
before.
I faced on this work because it was not familiar at that time. It took around 10 years to complete this work. Now it is very easy to create this kind of videos. And I used 4 tools, and 2 of them was V2 and Minimax. Other 2 are Photoshop and Premiere.
And we'll
So while you, while there's a question, so did you have to go to, Raja Ravi Verma to take, because many of those
we all know the connection of Raja Ravi Verma with Indian cinema, because as we all are very, very well versed with the connection of Dada Sahib Phalke Sahib with Raja Ravi Verma. We come from the state of Kerala where we are exposed to Raja Ravi Verma paintings as children. And the use of light and the use of imageries are very close to, like our devotion as well. So when actually I met him in Kilimanur Palace, this artist who had actually made this painting on, this work with Raja Ravi Verma, we wanted to recreate something which was not there in the memory of people. Like the Travancore royal family, they were not documented at that point of time. So we just did an expression which we are actually gearing up for. We have a temple called Lord Sri Padmanabha Swami Temple in Trivandrum, where there is once in 6 years we have this Lakshadweepam thing which is happening. So I'll just play the video. We're just working. It's a work in progress. It's not final, but then we're just showing some.
Let's show that, and after that I'm going to open. There must be 100 questions in everybody's mind.
We will play
I know both of you have a lot of more stuff to show, but maybe we can show it in context of the questions that come.
We can play that interview, that video which you played, the horse one.
Here is my another work. It was about to took 2 weeks to complete. Here I used more than 14 different tools because some of the king's pictures are drawing. It was very challenging for me, so I found another way to, instead of this drawing, to photograph. It is also gone viral, and I got a lot of appreciation from famous personalities and members of the both palace, like Raja Ravi Verma Palace and Travancore Palace in Trivandrum.
Okay.
Most of my works are related to I use photos of famous personalities for making this type of videos. It will help me to create unique videos like this. Most of these
just to
videos
show
are
that basically
no more.
this
So
can also be
we got
used
a
in
little bit idea about
education.
what they have done and what they actually look like. This is the only the positive side. I also have some negatives, like we have to create any type of videos by swapping a single face. So I will show you a swapped video of Mona Lisa look like original. This is the one of the most dangerous side of AI.
കുളിരോടെ പന്താടി വന്ന മദമോടെ കാമുകന്നു മാത്രം.
And one more sample I have.
Yeah, can we?
Please check this.
Let's just.
Can stop.
Okay. Questions. All right. Let's start because I know both of you have so much information there. So yeah, any questions? Are there mics there for the questions? People have mics. Yeah, can we get the mics to them? We're running out of time, please, in a hurry.
See, actually, one point I would like
Sure.
to elaborate. See, everyone is learning in the process, right? So last year, the same panel, we showed generating a 8-second shot by OpenAI. But today we are able to make movie. The AI challenge has showed what is the possibility. And you can go from just an image generation to 4K, right? So the technology is still progressing, and we have to learn the technology, adapt it, and use in the right way where you want to show, tell your stories, like the way or...
Can I make a 1-hour film?
Yeah, it's possible.
That's it. Yeah, I know.
Today I can say.
We are still at the, if you call, remember when the internet was dial-up? Actually, for AI, we're in that stage. So imagine the amount that it can go. In a year, we progress so much, AI. By next year, Nilesh? Nilesh, where is he?
See, I remember buying a...
I'm going to be turned into a cook. Nilesh, Mr. India, कहानी कहाँ से ली तूने?
ChatGPT sir. ChatGPT.
There you are. See?
Next
अभी
year.
खाना कौन बनाएगा मैं? Okay, okay, thank you. All right. So questions, yes. No, there's a lady behind you with a question. Let's keep this very disciplined. Yes.
Thank you for a very enlightening session. My question is, we've discussed mostly fiction and feature films. I was wondering if documentary as a genre is going to remain largely untouched by AI, or where do you see any sort of...
Sorry, say that again.
Would the documentary genre of filmmaking remain untouched by AI?
Yeah, we have something. Yeah, we'll show you something.
I'll just, can you just say the Lost Legends mail? See, in most of the documentaries, we are depending on available footage, research materials, and drawings. But what AI can do to education and also edutainment, there are many things. For example, last week I was actually sitting with an education panel which was talking about how our nervous system and the blood vessels actually work, the functioning of the heart, which is completely AI generated, but basically it is very difficult to create that model. But this is something with history, so we can actually... So this is primarily about historical characters who actually lived among us, but most of the students, we don't learn about them. So similarly, we can create big, like big events, accidents, or basically the struggles or things like that, which with good references and resourcing, we'll be able to achieve it. Our project is actually just taking shape on this.
So,
okay.
Please, sir. You are please.
No, I was just going to ask another question.
Hello.
Okay, again, we'll discipline because we're running out of time.
Yeah.
Your question, their answers, not your answers and their questions.
Sure,
okay,
sure.
thank you.
So I'm a teacher by profession. So what I want to know is it easier to take a technical person and convert him into an artist, or the other way around? And is AI engineer in your team?
Yeah. So, see, actually, once I moved from a artist or a designer, or from a skills-based role to a managerial-based role, for last 10 years, I'm not able to work on the tools. But I feel the gap, so I'm not able to make my films or tell a story. But today, the technology has given that power. After 10 years working as a manager with a corporate company, I'll be able to make myself. Initially, I took support from the engineer, who walked me through the structure and the way I have to deal with the prompts and all. But today, the tool also has evolved so much. So you can just talk, it's like talking to a person. You can just type very simple English language for it to understand. And this can help you in generating the shots or the whole movie. So there is no technical expertise needed as of today. You can have all your creative, the only thing is what
That's what Shekharji actually said, that it's become very democratic, very democratic.
It's not just, I can give you my own example, because you're a teacher, right? I've always been fascinated by the relationship between schizophrenia and being an artist. Because when I write a story, if I really believe in the character, do I become that character? If I become the character, is that a schizophrenic act? So I was looking at Van Gogh's painting, Starry Nights. And I read somewhere that the physicians say, and remember at that time, Van Gogh was declared schizophrenic. And the physicians said that we have been trying to resolve, and if you're a physicist, I was saying, that we are trying to resolve the idea of fluid dynamics. And if we could resolve the equation of fluid dynamics, we could understand the true nature of the universe. But what Van Gogh did, he painted the true nature of the universe. How did an artist understand physics? So the relationship between physics and art, I went to ChatGPT, and for 3 months, I asked ChatGPT, okay, give me another painting. Where else do I find the relationship? Because you asked about art and teaching. Where else do I find the relationship between physics and art and poetry? So yeah, I found it. I've never learned that before. I find it a very interesting tool for education for myself.
Hello.
Yep. Next.
Yeah, I have 3 questions actually. One, sir has asked about VFX and AI that I didn't get answered. And you took the approach of text to image and image to video, right? In order to create that one.
See, there are lots of approaches.
Yeah.
So you can even text to image. Image also, you have various options, like you can have a background shot, you have a character, you have the environment, everything. Like you work in Photoshop tool, you can bring the elements together and you can then generate a video. So there are lots of process for making this.
Which one is growing faster? I mean, like JSON script is the...
It depends upon what tool and how you want to make.
There comes the next question. How about the continuity? Even in your shots, that 3 dogs were coming, in between it became 1.
See, that's what I was saying. The tool is improving. When we started, the tool is like given the randomness. I am also trying to understand how it generates. Actually, you have to.
I'll add on to that. Now we can have consistency.
Consistency, yeah.
The film which you saw, which we actually paused in between, the 7-minute film, it has a consistency of characters. Same character growing up in 3 stages of life. Like that consistency we are able to achieve now.
See, the tool is also progressing very fast. Like what I see 2 weeks back is not the tool, it's the same tool today. You have so many options and so many capabilities coming in. So today it's possible to have a consistent character. This is what we did is a previs of a film. So we are going to make this film again in a higher format. That time we will be able to take care of all the details. This is a previs.
Yeah, one more question about what Sir has asked about VFX and this. Sir has started with that question, I think.
Yeah, no, I wanted to say VFX and AI are completely different. And there's a lot of people who come and say, oh my God, look at all my AI. It's not AI, it's VFX. AI is a far, far, far more sophisticated tool than VFX. VFX, you're still shooting. You've got green screen or, many, many other layers of screens behind you, and you're still using the camera to shoot. With AI, you're not using a camera at all.
So definitely there's going to be a huge cost implication, because in VFX, it's still per second costing will come. In AI, the world creation, the environment, the character design, the background detailing design are done much more easier, and also, you know that basically. Yeah.
So you can combine this tool together to make a film. It's a VFX film, it's a AI film. You can bring these two technologies together and make a film. It's going very fast.
Very fast.
Today, if you go to your hotel, it will change.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Raj Mohan from Tamil Nadu. Thank you, Shekharji. Your classes is inspiring me. Today I learned no need to go to film school. I can become a cook.
Your aesthetics, you cannot.
It's your aesthetics.
It's your aesthetics. Basically, whatever notion that you have, it is a mirror. AI is actually a mirror and also a provocator. So primarily, it doesn't give magic just like that. So at the end of the day, you need to be very specific with your question, and you need. One thing Muralitharan sir was basically talking about the two bullocks which is coming the cart. In every third shot, the bullocks will turn back, right?
Yeah.
Right.
They will pull the cart that way instead of pulling this, unless and until you're very specific about it.
Circular also not perfect, right? It's like some jump.
I'm not talking about the visual. I'm talking about the direction of the narrative.
Yeah.
See, it's about, we are making short films and microfilms.
Okay.
Once you have a proper budget or budgeted, you can go for, each generation costs. So every shot or every 8 seconds you generate, it's a cost. As a personal studio, we'll not have that much ability to produce, but once you go professionally, you will be able to make. And moreover, this medium you can use as making a microfilms. So which is like 2 minutes or 3 minutes, which like a replacement for your reels. So when you travel in a train, so you can watch a film in 3 minutes to 5 minutes duration.
Well, sir, I have a question. I have a small question.
Can you let other people ask questions also?
One more question, sir. Because we are talking about the positive thing only. Because there are lots of issues, ethical, unemployment, and all those things. Do you have any solution for the AI emerges?
Okay, so I know everybody has that problem with AI. What about jobs? Yeah, what will happen to jobs? I'm much older than you are. I can tell you. You have to listen also. Yeah, I can tell you. I'm much older than you. When tractors first came in, they said, "वो किसान का क्या होगा? किसान तो हल चलाता है." Everybody they use the tractor. When the computers came, everybody said, "Arey, wo to peon hai, wo to sab, they'll be out of jobs." They were not. They learned how to do that. And with each technology, there is a shift in the nature of jobs. Every technology does that. And then people adapt, and actually it creates more employment because it creates more productivity. Okay? So, okay.
Hello, sir.
Namaste, sir.
Hello, sir. Yeah.
I'm going to ask a girl because you guys are getting aggressive. Is there any lady? Yes. Yeah.
Sir, we are in this era of AI. So I just wanted to know, right now we are using a lot of softwares and things, but what is your future thought on the personality rights and copyrights when it comes to AI? Because that is also going to, in future, we have to be careful. And so what is your take on those two things?
So it's a very difficult question to answer, but see, it's evolving. People are working towards policies and frameworks. It will come. But as a filmmaker, as a creative personnel, my responsibility is not to take some others' content and make. That we should have a conscious decision. And also, if you are going to use a character, get a consent from the character or the artist, right? So suppose if you want to use an artist image for making your film, go sign a contract, whatever contribution you can make, or you also have to have a consent. You can have their original recordings, and from there you try making a film or music or anything.
Regarding
It's
authorship, basically, when we are creative people, we access whatever is stored in our brain. It is coming out from the hybrid knowledge of all the books and the films or whatever things that have come very intuitive. Here we are actually depending on larger language models which can access much more bigger databases. But as the most interesting thing is that basically the legislations are being made on IP, other stuff, but your prompt is your prompt, right? So at the end of the day, the refinement.
Okay, so let's not put away your question. Your question on AI is a question everybody in the world is asking. Is AI the great disruptor of intellectual property? There are various arguments. If I go to art school, I am studying every great painter in the world and then coming up and painting. Am I being influenced? Of course I am. That's where I learned it. But is then AI also learning the same way? Now, it ultimately depends on how much you, yourself, I'm talking about you. What's your name? Shrita. Would you do that? It depends on how lazy you are. Honestly, it is all our dependency on AI will depend on inertia. Yeah? Because if you're an artist, you want to create something new and you'll use AI to use so that you are the creator. And if it's a storytelling, the big issue about storytelling is the unpredictability. AI cannot handle anything that's unpredictable. Anything. It can't look into the future. You know, when I was, can I answer that question? When I was a kid, I used to go up to the mountains with my parents, and of course, the rivers were gushing down. And I would jump from one boulder to another boulder to another boulder. And gradually, you can say, I'll jump from there to there, but then you pick up momentum. And when you pick up momentum, you are unable to judge which boulder. Then you get into what we call the zone. Nobody's been able to describe it, but you get into what's called intuition. What is that based on? That's based on the fact that I am afraid that I might die. I'm hoping that I might not die. I have faith that I have enough intuition to be able to manipulate all that. The three words I've used is hope, intuition, faith, death, unpredictability. AI can't handle any one of those. But those are the things that make us creative.
That's a fantastic.
I'll add one more word to it, fearlessness. You can be, because we're not actually spending somebody else's money or huge capital into making this. We are not actually torturing or bleeding any particular production house or producer to spend on your wild idea. See, there are many people who are disappointed with their careers having an end, like after 40s, 50s, they think that their cinema career is over. They have unmade films in their head. But this is actually trying to help you bring out that imagination without the help of many other people. Your careers are actually starting after a point of time. And also there are underprivileged people who has no access to urban or basically this huge setups where cinema is being made. They can actually make, once this is popularized in education, or it is actually through government setups or things like that, this is basically becomes a language, then basically even a child can actually make a film. From my perspective, basically I'm much more interested in lost films. Like for example, our 1928, our first film, Vigata Kumaran, was made. We don't have a footage of that film. We don't know how that film looked. But at least bits and pieces of it, we can be recreated with photographs or available material. We can actually add on to our experience of not what is in future, but what was there at some point of time. Most of the films in my state is lost. We don't have prints. We don't have memory of that. Only photographs are there.
Hello, sir.
Oh my God, the
Hello,
hands
sir.
keep going up.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
India is a multilingual
Where are
country.
you?
So whenever I have given prompt, it has a problem with depicting Indian language text. So spelling and other corrections.
That's true.
I don't
Yeah,
think international companies are going to invest on Indian languages. So what is the
yeah.
take here?
I understand. I'm going to answer that very quickly. It was when AI first came because it was all Western. All the language models were Western. The people looked Western. You could not create Indian characters. But it's changing, as you can see. Almost all the characters you've seen today look very Indian. And more of these submodels, if you like, not the very, very large trillion-dollar LLMs, but the submodels are being trained in India by Indians, like like both of you, and therefore AI is also learning the same thing. Otherwise, an AI used to have a tiger with white stripes. Then it learned not to do that. So it's how much it learns. It's taking time, but it's learning that not all people are white. Right? Okay. Thanks.
Hi, Imtiaz here. Been waiting a long time to sort of, right at the back over here. Thank you. AI is a great enabler, and ours is a startup production house. It's about 5 years old. We've got 3 films going on the floors, and we have consciously taken a decision to incorporate AI in all our 3 films. I think it's a fantastic enabler. My question to the specialist here, Mr. Muralitharan and Mr. Shankar Ramakrishnan, is that, do you think using AI as a hybrid in a live-action film is a good idea? We are actually doing that.
Certainly.
So we have a World War II film where instead of shooting the war scenes and creating the planes and the trains and the bombs, we're going to do it on AI. The rest of the film continues to be with the actor. So you think this is perhaps going to be happening more in the future in cooperation and sort of a merger between AI and live action films and not either or the other?
I think that is already in the pipeline. Most of the VFX company have incorporated AI in the pipeline, and it's happening. They use AI for set generation, costume generation, all this, and also shoot a real actors and compose it. It's like the same VFX pipeline you'll be able to do.
I just saw a commercial with Hrithik Roshan. I could not tell the difference between the real Hrithik Roshan and the AI version, generated by AI. So obviously it's going to happen.
Brilliant. You preempted my question because my next question was, is it going to look seamless? Will it be seamless? So I think you've sort of answered that. But Mr. Shekhar Kapur, I have one quick question for you. Streaming platforms and theatrical distributions are the gatekeepers of content. Do you believe that they...
I can answer your question already. They're only gatekeepers of content because the budgets are high. That's why I say that AI is a great, most democratic tool. The moment the budgets come shooting down, then they cannot be the gatekeepers. They're gatekeepers because the entry level is so high. That's why. Otherwise, with AI, the entry level is so low. In fact, I'm just revealing this because A.R. Rahman and I have been running a film school in Dharavi in Bombay for the slum kids. Not a film, sorry, a music school. Yeah. We're now turning that into an AI film school where kids can start expressing themselves, their own ideas and their own films through AI. So it's only because now the budgets and the entry level is so low. That's what AI is doing.
So you believe theaters and OTT platforms will be open to acquiring content made entirely on AI? And I mean long format.
They won't have a choice.
Good to know that, and I hope that sincerely comes true.
It's coming. I know that they're using it without telling you.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. I'm a student learning artificial intelligence and machine learning. So I had a question for you. We all know that AI is able to visualize or create a scene very hyper-realistic, right? But is it really able to improvise the talent that the actors have? Like, if I want to recreate the scene from Sholay that Viro is making a revenge.
Can I answer that question? Yes. If you're doing a Marvel film, you can change an actor, but not the costume, right? But if you're using, out of my films, if I'm doing Masoom, I cannot replicate Shabana Azmi on AI, not her nuances. Those nuances is something that AI can't handle, and that's mostly because it's in the eyes. They always say there's a dead look in AI eyes.
Yes, exactly.
That's because there's also a scientific reason, which we can go into later, that the pupil works in a very different way. We think it just expands and closes. Scientifically, the pupil is working at it's doing about 1,000 movements per minute. And we were not aware, so it's not just that Brad Pitt's eyes are so beautiful, they are so expressive. What do we mean by expressiveness? We don't scientifically understand that also. So yes, close-ups of great actors are going to be very difficult for a long time. But Marvel films, you change the costume, and it's fine. You're in Batman or Superman.
Hello, my
Hello.
name is.
And Mr. India too, it's easier.
Hello.
Sir.
Can I ask?
Let's listen to the lady.
Okay. My name is Priya. I am from Nanded, Maharashtra. So I am a basically theater artist. I don't think AI can replace theater or artists like that. So my question is, आपने बोला कि पिछले साल फोटो से आप थोड़ा 2-3 सेकंड का AI क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. अभी 8 सेकंड है. जो मज़ा सिंगल शॉट में है फॉर 1 आवर एज वी सीन एडोलसेंस मूवी, जो मज़ा उसमें है, कैन AI can create 1 hour shot or something like that. And you said let me finish. You said that it got it got 1 year to come to 12 second and 8 second. So how much time it will take to create a one shot for 1 hour like that?
See, the last shot in the film, you see
I still can't, in film, I can't create one shot in 1 hour. Yeah, I have, you'll probably find so many cuts and edits in that, but you take the question.
That is also true, but the adolescents.
Yeah, I'm going to let him
movie
answer your
has
question.
done that.
Thank you.
So,
So the last time-lapse shot you've seen, right? It's from the rock to the top angle shot, and the crowd gathers there and starts praying or creating time-lapse shot. That is like 20 seconds, 22 seconds shot. And that we have been able to create continuous, like the camera has to move constantly. We have to maintain the speed, the people has to come together. So that is generated by what will happen 8 seconds. And after that, we take that reference shot and then generate the next 8 second shot. Likewise, we did 3 or 4 times to get a continuous shot. So there are techniques like today the tool has evolved so much, and this also has a feature called very recently enabled in the tool. So you'll be able to generate any length of shot, but it has to be meaningful.
We first started in cinema, but celluloid, we had, the maximum we could do was 1,000 feet. We could have a 1,000 foot shot. After that, we have to cut anyway.
Yeah.
शेखर सर,
So,
मैं आपके फिल्म का मतलब बैंडेड कोड का छोटा सा क्रू मेंबर हूँ, पहले था मतलब, अभी आपके सामने हूँ. मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि 20 साल पहले आपने एक बताया था कि आने वाले टाइम में डिजिटल इतना डिजिटल होगा कि सारे घर घर में लोग फिल्म बनाएंगे, और वो सच हुआ. आके सब डिजिटल में सब आ गए, सारे डिजिटल में फिल्में बनाई. ये आपने 20 साल पहले स्टेटमेंट किया था. तो क्या ये AI जो है, ये आने वाले 10 साल में इतना जितना जो डिजिटल में भूचाल आ गया था वैसे भूचाल आएगा क्या सर?
आ चुका है.
हाँ.
और ये सबसे अच्छी सिर्फ फिल्म में नहीं है, सब कुछ बदल गया है. सोसाइटी बदलने वाली, जिस तरह से हम ऑपरेट करते हैं, क्योंकि एवरीथिंग, सब कुछ, इट्स ऑल बेस्ड ऑन inertia, everything. So it's a very long discussion, but yes, it's changing, and it'll change not only filmmaking, it'll change the way we are structured, it'll change the way organizations are structured. Simply because organization in the pyramid structure needs inertia, and AI is going to suck inertia out of the system, and the pyramid will collapse. So, kaun CEO hai, kaun follower, who leads, who follows, you won't be able to tell anymore, and that's what's changing. So, but that's another discussion. But yes, it's a fundamental change in the way we live and work and study.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
My question is, as in there are exclusive rights to so many companies for the videos, and when we are talking about that, we have to create models where we feed in a lot of data. So the exclusive right that all these producers have, so it should be provided to some kind of model where by which it can create better cinema The thing is, nowadays, as in America and China is investing a lot of amount in data centers, and in terms of it also takes a huge amount of energy, which is like 10 times the energy that is required to search on Google and to chat GPT. So on that basis, what the film fraternity is doing to create such a model, like you can be the first of the industry to have a particular agent or a LLM model which has this facility where we can provide it to the world as well.
The interesting thing was Sam Altman himself said when you go to ChatGPT, if you say, please listen to me, you're already doing 3 times more usage power than you just say, listen. That's one word. And then if you don't say listen, just say what you want. So we also are very used to using the way we use language, we use AI, and we need to learn a language that takes, every time you do a prompt, remember, you're using power. So we can also do that. Forget the word please, forget all of those. Just say this, right? So, but yeah, we know that the power is a big problem. But that there's for those of you who are technologists here, I'm sure, we are sitting, and I'm sure people are trying to develop chips that are quantum chips in themselves. And if they're quantum chips, then the quantum equations will be done right at the chip level. So they won't take that much power. Right now, chips are very basic. They go yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no for everything. And so it can go maybe, maybe, maybe. The moment you do a maybe chip, the NVIDIA chip, it becomes a maybe chip, then the power usage will be much less. The heat generated will be much less. But I mean, listen, that's going more into physics and technology right now. Thanks.
A heartfelt thank you to our wonderful speakers, Shri Shekhar Kapur sir, V. Muralitharan sir, and Shankar Ramakrishnan sir, for sharing your insights and expanding our imagination of what the future of cinema can be in the AI world. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, kindly be seated as we are paying tribute to one of India's iconic stars, Shri Dharmendra ji, here at the Kala Academy. His powerful screen presence influenced generations, moving from the he-man of action to the deeply sensitive performer in films like Anupama, Satyakam, Yado Ki Barat, and many more. Across a filmography spanning over 6 decades, he gifted us with unforgettable classics and embodied the very heart and soul of Indian cinema. I now request everyone to stand. We will now hold a minute's silence to pay our heartfelt tribute to the departed soul. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may please take your seats. Can we have a look at the AV, please?